So as an introvert, I mean,
You're
I
an
like to.
introvert.
Yes,
I'm an introvert.
you're an introvert.
Funny enough, I am.
I'm finding it hard to
I
believe.
know. But anyway, you were saying.
As an introvert, how? Okay. Also, maybe for the people that don't really want the social media presence, but want to build a brand, how do they go about that?
But when you say you don't want the social media presence,
But
but
you
you
want to
want to
build a
build.
brand.
But how
Because
about
you
social
find
media?
no, not for the business people now. Okay, I know I struggle a lot with this. In as much as that's why I had to ask about the two, the Pamela and the brand. Because even my Instagram account is private, right? It's private. Because I just want to push out my
The
businesses.
business. Yeah.
And then you find those that like I don't even want to put my face on
In the business.
in the business. Like it's a faceless business. How does one then build a trust if they are not putting their faces onto it in the brand? Because
we can trust the product.
The product.
We can trust the product. I think, ladies, for the longest time, we have one of the biggest hair brands in Namibia, from Virgin Boutique. We didn't know who the owner was for the longest time, but we trusted the brand. We trusted the quality.
Yeah.
So if you are a business person and you want to put out your business without your face, people are going to trust the business that you put out as long as it's good quality, it's obviously relatable, and it answers all the questions. We don't know half of the people who I don't know who made this watch. You understand? We don't know half the people who created the brands we buy, the clothes, the anything that we use on a daily basis, but we trust their products because they put out their business. It's the business model that they put it out very, very well, and we trust the business because of the quality that the business gives. So you don't necessarily have to put your face on the business if you don't want to put your face on the business, but we need to be able to trust the product that you are giving us.
So for the people that are not on social media, but they want to build,
but have secret accounts.
Yeah, but no, but
they are spying on us.
True. I was going in the direction of the people that are in corporate.
Yeah.
They're like, business is not for me, which is fine.
Yeah? But I want to build a brand.
But I want to build a brand.
Yeah.
And you touched on trust in that which you're doing. Probably you're in corporate. If your employers trust you, you're showing, and the product, you spoke of quality products. I think it's the work that you put yourself out there, that you can still build a brand even if you're not on social media.
I always say this a lot of times. Maybe one day I'm going to get in trouble for saying it. But we have so many personalities in Namibia that have such strong brands that when you are in a room and you're speaking about certain careers, or there are just certain people that will come to mind, and you don't know them from social media because they're not on social media, but you just know they're powerhouse. I can make example. We have, for example, like Tim Akanjo is a powerhouse. He's one of those people that you will definitely, when you're just thinking about successful people in Namibia, he comes to mind in the corporate space. He's not on social media.
Is he not on social media?
He's not on social media, but he's a powerhouse. You understand? I made an example the other day of Tafanji. Tafanji is a host. He's one of the best MCs that we have in the country. He's not on social media either, but he is a brand. When we talk about MCs or people that somebody to host an event, his name comes to mind, but he's not on social media. That's why in the beginning I said, in order for you to be a powerful brand, you don't necessarily have to be on social media. Social media is obviously our playground. That is the place where you can go wild and you can obviously leverage so much on it. But I just want to put it there as well, that you can be a powerful household name, powerful brand, and you don't necessarily have to be on social media. Yeah.
I just had to ask because there are those who don't want to be on social
media. 100%.
And then there are us who like to be on social media, but we just don't want to be public.
Yeah. There are so many. I can think of so many people, Mr. Timakanjo and Tafanja are the ones that I thought of the top of my head. But I can think of so many people, powerful individuals that have built such great brands for themselves that are not on social media. But definitely when you're sitting in a boardroom, their names will be top of your head. Yeah.
Interesting. What is personal development?
Yeah.
And why do we need it?
Can I ask you that question? What do you think it entails? Or what does it mean for you?
Personal development, I think, is just being in the right state of mind. It's to doing something to be in the right state of mind to keep you either going or pushing. Just being okay with yourself. Things that you do to keep you going.
Yes. Yeah, I think, and exactly like what you say, personal development is, as a person, I go back to you need to you tick your boxes. So many times people do vision boards. People write what they want to do, who they want to become, what they want to do by this time. But what are you doing to ensure that you're going to tick the box? What are you doing to ensure that you are going to get where you want to be? Like you did this amazing thing. I think it was 30 days of the public speaking. You see, that is you saying that I want to become a public speaker. But what are you doing personally to make sure that you water, that you're making sure that develops? How does that come to life? So you need to put certain so you decided, I'm going to do a challenge for 30 days to make sure that I get to where I want to be. In that process, I'm going to learn, I'm going to fail, I'm going to whatever, but this is the end goal. So personal development for me is just enhancing your abilities to be the best version of you, and it is so important. I know sometimes we get in this, like sometimes you get into this thing where you're just like, hi, why do you want? It's okay, know? Or when you feel like, yeah, I'm trying, but nothing. But what are you doing? What are you trying?
Or sometimes you're doing something differently.
Yes.
Because you've been doing the same thing over and over without results. But you don't do something different to get to where you want to go.
And the thing is that's where you get to, maybe I should take another route, because if this is your end goal, and you are trying, and you're not reaching it, what personal development steps are you putting in place to make sure? Then you need to look at the goal and be like, man, what I've been doing is not working. Can I go back? Can I do it again? Can I do it from this angle, from that angle? So it's really important as a person, I feel, especially even as a brand, to make sure that you pay attention to the little details that can make you the best version of you. And how do I flourish that? How do I flourish in that? How do I nurture those, those abilities of mine? So I always tell people that there are so many conferences, there's so many workshops, there's so many seminars that you can take to just enhance your to develop yourself. There's so many things that you can do, and I feel like you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional to make sure that you do these things to get to where you want to.
I was on TikTok the other day.
Oh my word.
I know. I was on TikTok.
We all love TikTok.
And there was a guy that I think he's from Uganda, somewhere up there. And his first post was like, they say personal development is expensive. And then he started giving the free things that personal personal development doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you have to go deep in your pocket just because they're like, because most of the people think personal development could be taking a day to the spa or buying a new book. Not that you're not supposed to buy a new book, but it can also be free things like journaling is for free.
That's what,
taking a run or a walk is also part of personal depending on where you want to go.
And taking care of your health.
Taking care of your health.
Something that I don't know, hey, we want to be these great individuals. We want to do these great things. We want to slay and want to, but you're not taking care of the body. That is.
How do you get there? Okay, fine. You get to where you want, neglecting your body, neglecting your health. How will you be able to enjoy the benefits of it?
And how are you going to feel good about it?
Yes.
How are you going to get there and you're going to be like, and just feel achieved.
Yes.
If you are getting there with a tired body, well, so it doesn't have to be expensive. And I love the journaling part. I journal a lot. So I love that. And write down, what is the end goal? I plan my life. I plan my life in 5 years. I do 5 years because I think it's feasible. Because I tell myself, if I want to achieve especially the bigger goals, I tell myself in 5 years from now, I want to achieve this. So you write it down. And what I do is every other year, I check in to see how far am I from achieving this goal. And if I see,
still aligned?
Am I still aligned? Yes. Am I far off? We are in year 3. Did I even start? Is it realistic? Must I maybe change? You understand?
Because we evolve.
You evolve. And in that process, I must be able to say, I wanted to start a podcast, but we're in year 4. I don't have a ring light yet. What was it? What can I do to get there? And that's where personal development is important. And you also, and the one thing I always say, guys, you have to be honest with yourself. You must be in a room where you're having this harsh, honest conversation with yourself, and where you are telling yourself that, Helena, maybe this is really not working. You have to be, we must stop, because when other people come with brutal honesty, then we feel some type of way. But in your heart, like, well, go. You've been feeling like this. You're just not saying it, which is important for growth. Whatever it is that you want to do, it's important for you to sit in the mirror. I talk to myself when I drive, when I'm by myself. I think when I drive is the only time I'm by myself. When I'm in the shower, I will.
Toddler at the stage.
Girl, my life. So I talk to myself. I will say, but is this feasible? Is this reasonable? Is this realistic? And then I play out all the scenarios. I play them all out. And sometimes you come to a conclusion when we say, okay, maybe this is not going to work. So I feel like sometimes we also set ourselves up. Because you have this big dream and this big goal. You're not doing anything to accomplish it. You're not attending some. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. And then when the time comes, you're like, oh well, I tried. No, you're not doing anything. So I think it is important. Take time out, reflect, journal, note down, where am I lacking as an individual? Where can I improve? Even in the corporate space, even at work, how do I communicate with my people? What do I need to change? Do I need to change my tone? Do I need to change the way I speak to the people? How do I get to management level? I've been working at this company for 10 years. Do I need to take a certain course? Do I need to study for something? How do I get there? And what can I do? How can I be more involved with the company, things at work, maybe attend more work functions. I don't know, be more friendlier. I don't know, smile a little more, show interest when we're in the boardroom and we're talking about something. Show interest, or actually don't show interest, be interested. You work there, know a little bit more of what you want, and not just I want this, but just do a bit of research and just Yeah, I think reading as well is also very important, guys.
Yeah.
Please. And just understand where the world is at, where the world is going. Is it aligning with my vision, with my dream, and so forth?
Interesting. Interesting because
Yeah.
maybe I should ask with the right equipment. I don't know if I should call them with the right. When personal development is done right,
Yeah.
what are the benefits that one could reap from it? I know you've mentioned a few, but what is maybe I know the ultimate goal is to get what you want, what your purpose, your goal.
Yeah.
But also maybe the journey to getting there is also important as to just the goal itself. We spoke of the health, for example. It's important maybe to get the journey right and not just the end goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
So you need to
balance, or I don't know, pick and choose something.
pick and choose.
Yes. Do you believe in purpose?
I do.
And how would you define purpose?
So disclaimer for the viewers, I am a full Christian.
What do you mean by full Christian?
Like I do you want me to start preaching? Like
no,
why I'm saying why I made the disclaimer as well is because obviously they are like I'm a believer, like I believe in God.
Okay.
That, because and I respect that we do come from different backgrounds, and that's why I always say that because I don't want to offend anyone.
Okay.
With having saying that, I believe that every person who is on this earth has their purpose. And it's very important to sometimes and with so many of the things, like self-development, maybe even just building a brand or building a business, to align yourself with what your purpose is. I truly believe that there is nothing more empty in a person when you wake up and you just don't know what you want to do, who you are, because the minute you lack purpose, you lack identity, you literally you just go with the flow, and there's such a big emptiness that comes at the end of the day, because you just feel like, what am I even doing? Some people
even question your existence.
That's what I wanted to say. Some people even question their existence, and these can even be people that have high positions, that have built businesses. But do you have a purpose? And what is your purpose? Are you aligning with that purpose? And are you doing what God intended you to do? Or are you doing what you fulfill? I honestly just feel that each and every person has a purpose, and there's nothing that gives you as a person more joy than living the purpose. I don't believe in we're gonna wing it.
Many
We're gonna wing it.
No. Many people are caught up in, I need to find my purpose, I need to discover my purpose. And then when they are on social media, they see somebody who's living a meaningful life, and they're like, you know what, I've tried this, I've tried that, I think I should do what they're doing.
But that is something that is influenced by social media, because I don't think you can
mimic purpose.
Yeah, you can't, because that's exactly why you are going to keep saying, I tried this, I tried this, I tried this, in a shamba they'll say, you need to ngungumana, and then when you find it, you need to cement yourself. And it also goes with belief as a person. And even as a brand, what do you identify as? When I look at like Pamela, what is her identity? What are her beliefs? I mustn't look at you and be wondering what is happening here. That's why sometimes people also feel, am I confusing people? No, it's you who are confusing you. The minute you know your purpose, you believe in it, I think it really comes natural, and you cannot go. And that's the danger with social media. Because on social media, You will open your page and you will see this is what I want. This is because this is who I am. And then you see Cheryl K's page, and you're like, but I can also cook. Let me start cooking.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow you see Maria at the gym. But you understand?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't make it your identity.
Yeah.
You cannot make your identity based on other people.
Yeah.
That's who they are, and that's what they do. That's not who you are. And now you're gonna get frustrated because you're probably not getting the same results as they are. Mind you, they're living in their purpose.
Yes.
You're not getting the same results, you're not getting the same, energy, you're not getting any of that. But it's because you are mimicking it. You're trying something that is not meant for you.
100%.
Yeah.
Then you don't glow.
Yes.
Because you're not living in your purpose. Like that's why they're glowing. That's why I kind of named the podcast Purpose and Glow.
Yes.
It's for you to live in your purpose.
Yeah.
If you're living in purpose, there's no way you'll not glow.
You'll glow. Yes, I believe.
And it's not the glow of the outside, because that everybody can. Yeah. I can wash my face and look pretty. But the glow that comes from within.
Yeah. I think that inner glow shows on the outside.
Yeah, it does.
It does.
It does.
It shows on the outside.
It does.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you for mentioning that, because I truly believe in that.
Yeah.
199.9. Can I say that?
You can say 200%.
200%.
You can say 200%.
In that as well. So with somebody that, somebody probably who destroyed their brand, let's start from there. Somebody who destroyed their brand, what can they do to rebuild their brand?
So we need to understand that I don't think there's anyone who intentionally destroys their brand. Yeah. It's always a circumstance, a situation, something that happens that obviously spills over to your brand and your identity. And I think it's the hardest thing to come and rebuild it, but it can be done. But I think the one thing that you need to do as an individual before you even start to want to rebuild your brand, you need to heal from whatever it is that destroyed your brand. You need to heal from it. Number one, you need to heal, you need to forgive yourself, you need to, whatever it is that happened, you need to be able to get through it. Why I'm saying that is because in so many times, life happens, and don't make a mistake to let something that big that affected you like that, and you just stand up tomorrow and you decide, I'm going to rebuild my brand, because some way, somehow, and that's why I'm always saying you must always be confident in whatever it is that you're doing. Somebody can bring that situation up. You're on your way to building your brand. If somebody brings it up brutally, what is it going to do to you? If you haven't gone through that process, you're going to go back in the corner. And you're going to be rebuilding, shutting down, rebuilding, shutting down, rebuilding, shutting down. And that's why in corporate companies, you have a whole first, second floor of people that deal with this type of crisis. You have your public relations management, you have your communications, you have people who deal with company crisis. If crisis were just a simple thing, these departments will not exist. That's how serious it is. Now imagine a company. Big companies have departments and people that deal with this. Now, this is just you. How are you dealing with it? So I personally feel you have to introspect. You need to go back to what happened. Why did it break? Why did it fall? What was the incident? Did you heal from it? Did you forgive yourself? Did whatever it is that happened that made that happen? And when I say did you get over it, it's not I'm over it. I'm moving on with my life. But did you actually emotionally deal with it? So that when you come back to rebuilding your brand, your confidence must be on another level. So much, like I said, if somebody has to come and throw that stone back at you, you're going to be able to stand strong and take that stone and throw it back. You know, you're not going to get the stone and you're going to run away
in a matured way.
In a matured way. Yes. I learned how to be mature. Oh my God. I learned the hard way. But you and I think those are some of the things that you need to do for yourself, because your mindset is also very important for your business. And you need to be able to come back. You need to be able to get people's trust again. Yeah, and it's almost like you're starting from scratch. You know. Sometimes, like they say, you need to address it if necessary, because you still have your viewers, you still have your fans, you still have people that support you, that will want answers, based on whatever it was, that will want answers. Sometimes that helps, because when you address it, but you must be mentally prepared to address it, especially on a public platform. When you address it, it can give your supporters, your fans, or your people, can give them closure, and you kind of deal with it together and you can move on. That's why if you see many of, if you look at most of the famous people, after a scandal, there's always a press release. They'll always put out a press release so that they can address it with their people, then they move on. It doesn't just happen and they move on with their lives, you know, because then that vacuum will always be there. So you need to.
But when they do that, isn't it just to let's close this chapter and move on, but not necessarily, does not necessarily mean that you have dealt with it?
I think when you as an individual, you obviously have to put out, if you put out a press release, right? You're putting out information that you want people to know. You don't need to go into the nitty-gritties and then go into that. So you're putting out the press release. That is just to show people that I am dealing with this. Because remember, you're working with people. Yeah. So you cannot just come today, purpose and glow, and then something happens, and then tomorrow you come back, purpose and glow. We'll be like, no, let's go back to that. But if we'll be like, no, what do you mean? Let's address that. But if you put out a press release or you put out something publicly to address the situation, we can then go back to say, oh, but she did put it out. You know, she did acknowledge, she did address the situation, and then you can go back. You know, it's like you owe the people some sort of explanation, something.
I say this because, so I do owe people an explanation.
You do owe people an explanation.
But it's been years now. Do I still need to give an explanation?
I think if it's something that, if it's something that it's a long time ago, you don't have to open all the wounds, you know, so you move on from it. But if it's something that is on your mind constantly, and you feel like maybe people are thinking about it, maybe people are people are what, then you address it. But if you don't feel, and that also comes with, have you dealt with it? If you've dealt with it and you are comfortable with it, you move on. And that for example, I had a public stand. It's okay. Stand is not the right word, but I'm trying to downplay it.
Okay.
I don't care. That happened a few years ago, you know, and in the process at the time, I remember I was on radio. I was on radio, and during this whole situation, I would be on air, and I had not dealt with it. I just felt, you know what, it's life. It happens. We're gonna move on. And I remember this particular day, I was on air, and somebody called, and they brought it up because it was in the newspapers. So I literally, and I just felt like I don't care, living with my life.
Yeah.
And that day, somebody called on air. I was on energy. Somebody called on air, and they brought it up. And I thought, how cruel can people be? You know? And I think I just I went on a musical. Like, the person finished talking, I didn't say anything. I cut the mic, and I went on a musical break, and I just burst out and started crying. But the reason why I was even feeling bad and why I even cried the way I was crying. It's because I had not dealt with it. And not dealing with it and coming out in the public. These people want answers. Because it's almost like they say, you put your business out there. So now we...
Yes. Yes.
And I struggled for the longest time because I was like, in me, I felt like it was none of anybody's business.
Yeah.
But it was already out there. So somebody, so I struggled with, must I address it? Must I not address it? But I felt like I didn't want to address it because I felt I haven't healed.
Yeah.
And if I address something that I haven't healed from, it's just gonna get worse.
Yeah, so because you might feel a certain way now, but by the time when you are healed, you feel different.
You feel a different way.
So,
and I tell you what, I'm so glad that I hadn't dealt with that particular thing at that time, and I dealt with it when I was ready. Because when I was ready, it took me maybe I think a couple of years, but when I was ready to deal with it, I was rational.
Yeah.
Had I dealt with it there, it was just gonna get worse.
Yeah.
But I had to heal. I had to go through the process. I had to look at myself. I had to go through all of that. So that I came to a place where I said, okay, now I can talk about it.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I don't think I was emotionally stable.
And the emotions can get the best of us and make us do things we don't want.
My emotions were the wrong ones.
I think emotions is just the worst thing ever.
But
we need them. We need the emotions, but if not handled properly or carefully dealt with or handled rather, it can lead us to wrong decisions. Say something we don't want to say. Once you say something, you can't take it back.
And that's why for me, especially in situations like people who know me, I am really like, don't talk to me right now. Yes, because I know if I probably respond in that specific moment, in a heated moment, I might regret it. So I am the walking away type of person, and I will get back to this later on. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well said. And thank you for sharing.
Yes.
I can tell that you've overcome because you are publicly sharing it.
Yeah.
You've dealt with it. So
and now
under the bridge.
It's water under the bridge. but it's also because of I had to heal.
Okay.
Yeah. Because in most times, like you're saying, emotions, when you just react that time, I was probably gonna be here and I was gonna say, and then I said this, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Yeah.
I was probably
True. Lovely. And for somebody that has built a brand, successful at Love It, but then had to sit down with herself and be like, you know what, I don't think I want this anymore. How do you then, what advice rather would you give to somebody who's trying to rebrand? Where do they start? How do they go about rebranding? Because they're already known for something. Let me say you're known for radio, but you're like, you know what, I don't want to do radio anymore. I want to do something else. How do they rebrand?
I think each and every one of us, somewhere in our lives, we go through it. Because the younger version is not always the older version. I'm sure we all sit and we like, was this me? What was I thinking? And I think it's important because there are two things. So the first thing is like, and I like how you said it, like if I'm a radio presenter today and now I want to move into the corporate space, what can I do differently? I think you need to just start moving or behave. Your behavior, first of all, has to change. So you need now to create not even a blur line. You need to create a very strict distinction of, this is who I want to become, this is who I want to be. And it comes back to everything we said. How am I going to become that person? So let's say I was a radio presenter. I was a young radio presenter. I will MC music concerts and what. But now I want to get into the corporate space. So the first thing that needs to change, obviously, we're not saying you must delete this person. This person is still you. This person is still part of you.
And brought you to the
level. So we're going to embrace and love this person. How do I move forward? There's so many things that I think now you want to go into the corporate space. So maybe we start, if you are a speaker, for example, maybe we start, if you MC events, maybe we start MCing, and it can be hard to say no to, because you're saying maybe no to money. But instead of MCing the music shows, or instead of MCing certain events, maybe you can start declining those events so that you can start MCing corporate events. So now we also need to start seeing more of you in the corporate space. So we need to see you here. We're seeing you at the parties and at the what and at the what. Now we need to start seeing you at gala dinners. Now we need to start seeing you at certain events that align with a purpose. What is also very important is consistency. Is very key. So the minute you say, I want to enter this, you need to be very committed. You cannot want to enter this and then you understand? Because then we are just like, okay, what do you want? Do you still want to be this person, or do you want to be that person? So you need to identify, if this is the space that I want to be in, how do I align myself? I always say change of environment is very important. So change of environment is the type of events you go to. Your social media is very important. What are you posting now? If you want to become a corporate hun, are you still posting in the bikini on a Tuesday, or are you posting in your work attire on a Tuesday? So
I understand. So now, if they're on social media, do I then delete the person that for example, on Instagram, or do I now start posting?
If you're embarrassed of that person, then maybe you archive. Okay. But if you know, I always tell people, social media does not forget. It will remind you.
Even yes.
It will remind you of who you were. Even when you have moved on from that person. So I always tell people, please be very careful. Sorry, I speak to my young nieces as well, and I tell them, please be careful on what you post on social media. Make sure you are comfortable 100%. When you're posting a picture, crop it. Look, am I comfortable with my surrounding? Do I look? Make sure that you're comfortable with the picture that you're putting out. Because 20 years from now, that picture is going to pop up. No, it's it's a picture that somebody.
Even if you delete it, because I heard once you put something on the internet,
I screenshot. Yeah, you can. No, I'm just saying, if you put it on, I screenshot that picture and I have it. So be careful with what you're posting. But if you had posted pictures that maybe today you are not so happy with, we've all been there. Even if the internet keeps it, your social media is where we go to get reference of you. If the internet has it somewhere, the internet has it somewhere. But the profile that you are putting out, how is this profile? You don't need to delete your old pictures unless there's a picture that you're really not comfortable with. You're embarrassed. You're just like, that's not really, Those ones you can archive, and then we call it, and you just clean up. You clean up your social media
and start posting.
Yes,
what you want to be known for.
Yeah, what you want to be known for. Your language is different, and all of that.
Interesting. This is so insightful. So before I let you go,
yes,
what is the best advice you've ever received, and from who?
Ooh, let me think. I think the best advice that I have ever received. I'm swiping through. I'm swiping through all of them. I think the best one that I definitely always take with me was from my grandmother. And my grandmother always used to, and I think that's where, from a very young age, I fell in love with the word. And she had this thing where she will install it in us, and she'll tell us, you are the light. You know, you must always believe. You must know that you have that light within you. And you walk into a room, into a space, you glow. And I carry that with me. And anything that I do, I really believe that, and it comes with purpose. I believe that I have something special within me, and in any space that I enter, that I go into, any conversation, any person that I meet, you know, it's like, almost I feel like I'm anointed. But I really personally believe that I really personally believe that there is that light within me that is able to light up a dark room. And when I speak of a dark room, it can be any person who's going through something. I'm always, and ever since I heard it from when I was younger. And of course, my grandmother was telling us that so that to boost our confidence. But she doesn't know that I carry that with me until today. Back then, you walk into a room and she tells you have a light in you. As a child, you didn't understand what it means. You're the most beautiful girl when you walk in a room. When you walk in a room, people will just smile because you have this light in you. But as I grew older, I got to understand and appreciate biblically what that means. And I love that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, because we indeed, like, it comes down to purpose. Each and every one of us has a purpose.
Yeah.
And if you're not living that light, if you are living in that purpose, you glow, and that light is what carries you, makes you different, sets you apart. So
they say, and also they say when you walk with your light, you know, it's your personality. Sometimes your personality can get you into rooms that your credentials can't. You know, it can get you a seat at a table that your papers, your qualifications can't. So having that inner light glow within you, believing in who you are, living your purpose, identifying your purpose and living it, can really take you places. And I feel like you can do so much where you go to sleep at night and you feel like, okay, I've done my part.
And it's such a good feeling.
It is.
Because you are, first of all, it's who you are, right? And you're not doing it for people. I'm such a big advocate for that, because you're living for yourself.
You're living for yourself. You at the end of the day, it's when you go to sleep at night, are you happy with you? You know, are you sleeping at night? Are you comfortably saying, God, thank you for today?
Yeah. And what I meant by doing it for you is not like God is not there, but you're not doing it for people. No, I posted 3 times, or I'm building a business because people should see me a certain way. But you're doing it for you.
You're doing you're doing it for you. And I think the impact is also what is important. Because the business that you're putting out, how is it changing somebody's life? And how is it making you feel? And I think for me, putting a smile on somebody's face, making somebody happy, I've got the biggest heart.
I mean, that's why I find it so hard to you're an introvert.
I am. I speak a lot. I speak for a living. But if you find me in a room and I am not on stage, or I'm not, like I just came to an event, I am so scared of people. I'll just be like, who must I talk to? Especially if I don't know the people. I will be in my corner. I'll be on my phone. I'll be in my corner. I'll be anxious. I'll be like, can I get out of this place?
But is there a room where you will go and not know anybody right now? I don't think so.
No. So I learned I learned a trick from one of my bosses, and she taught me that, she taught us that whenever you go to a place, must research every person who is in that room, the most important person to the last person, so that you don't need to have met the people, but you must know who they are to understand them. So when you walk into a room, I should be able to know Pamela because I've researched who Pamela is. I've seen your picture. That must be Pamela. She has a podcast. She is a wedding planner. So I will be able to start a conversation.
Interesting.
So I do that when I attend events. If there are speakers, I will research them. I will stalk you. I will look, who are you? What do you do? So that it's easy for me to start a conversation with you. Yeah.
Love it. Love it so, so much. And I thoroughly enjoyed having you here to the podcast.
Thank you.
Like this episode, I'm sure it's gonna aspire a lot of people. And thank you so much for just making time, pouring out your heart.
It's a pleasure.
And yeah, thank you so much.
That's a pleasure.
I'll put the details of the Simply You magazine in case there are any listeners, which I doubt because everybody knows about the Simply You magazine.
Yeah.
In the description box, and so that they can reach out should they just want to. Like, I like the way she speaks.
Yes.
Maybe they just want to be your friend. I'm like, I want to pull her out from her introvert stage. But thank you so, so much. This was indeed a wholesome episode. I personally got to pick a few things. I hope you guys also had your notebooks. You took some pointers so that it can help you build the identity that you want to be known for, whether it's online or offline. It's just the brand that you want to build for yourself. And also the tips for personal development. How do you get to the brand or the identity that you want to be known for? Stay rooted in purpose and keep glowing. Bye bye.